Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the channel. I am Tyler Fikes. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Today, we are going to be showing some love to the original truck on the channel, the 1999 GMC Sierra. We have a new sponsor on the channel today, and the parts from them are in this box, which hopefully we will be installing on my truck today. Their Amazon store is linked down below. If you guys need any lighting accessories or want anything you see in today's video, go check out the link down below, and they have a bunch of stuff that fits a bunch of different vehicles, and you can get something for you. The company is Nilight, N-I-L-I-G-H-T. Now in this box, I have two separate wiring harnesses, which will make the installation of the other products I got very quick and easy. And then in this box, I have, look at that, more lights, just what every truck needs. So I got 4 cubes and 1 big bar. Now I already have cubes in my grill and a bar that is bigger, but I spec these very specifically to fit up under the truck. I currently have 4 little LED rock lights, 1 in each wheel well, and it does not light it up as much as I'd like it to. It does a little bit, but not as much as I'd like it to. So I figured I'm gonna go all out and put light bars under the truck and light cubes as lighting to make the underside pop when I turn on the underglow. Now, if you'll notice, the truck is sparkly clean. I just spent a long time washing and waxing it, and it looks spectacular now. It's been a while since it's had a bath. It was much in need of a bath. So I'll show you these lights up close. You can see it's just a regular light bar. Got the cooling fins on the back. Power right there. It's just an on-off. And the real test is gonna be to see how bright they are at night. So I will show you where I'm wanting to put all of these lights, and you can see how clean the truck is. You can see the reflection very well. Under the truck, we have a cool diff cover, axle dump, big tank, compressor, train horn tucked back up in there. And eventually, I want to do some more stuff under here, some bigger suspension. So the first one will go right on the tow hitch. So it's gonna sit somewhere up in here, pointing upwards in order to light this back section of the truck up. I think that's gonna be really cool. And I do think I am just going to tie it into the rock lights that I have. I know I said I had 1 per corner. That one is a color changing one. That one is a white one. I don't really use the color changing ones ever because I gotta get my phone out, whereas the white ones are just on a switch, or they're actually on a button. They are on my fog lights button, and they turn on when the light bars in my grill turn on. So I think I am going to just wire it all up to the same button. And as for these cubes, I'm going to have one behind the bumper mount right about here, pointing at this part of the independent front suspension. Currently, hopefully it is a coil over solid axle converted system soon down the road, and then obviously one on the other side. And then I was thinking for the other two, have one here behind the backmost cap mount, pointed sort of down, again, to hopefully down the road illuminate the coilovers that the back will be converted to and the bigger axle. And then obviously have that set up on both sides. So we would have the one main light bar in the rear, one at about this area pointing backwards, and then one about here pointing towards the front suspension. I think that that would give a nice pop to the suspension, to the underglow when it is turned on. And like I said, down the road when the suspension is built the way I want it to be built, it will be able to showcase it a lot better, and you'll be able to get in there and check it out at nighttime at truck shows and things like that. So without any more boring talking about it, I'm gonna get it on the truck and we're gonna see what it looks like all mounted up. Now, taking a look inside of their wiring kit, this is actually the nicest wiring kit I have ever seen come with any sort of off-road product like this. It comes with a switch that even says what it's for. They include relays, they include connectors, fuses, and a schematic to set it up exactly the right way. So it's pretty much idiot proof. Anybody could do this, which is a good thing. This is for the cubes. I got 2 different kits, one for the light bar, one for the cubes. Again, comes with relays, instructions. And what's cool about this stuff is it is all under a 2-year warranty. So far, this is seeming like a pretty quality product. Now, I don't think I am going to be using this. I might use some of the wiring out of these, but like I said, I am just gonna be wiring into some of what already exists. I'm not putting any new switches in my dash. So what I have that on currently is this button, which does my fog lights, and that turns on my underglow, which I'm gonna have it continue to turn on now all of my underglow, which is going to consist of 5 more lights. And then all of my switches are up here, but they are all spoken for. This one is my train horn. So when it's in that position, this will do the train horn. When it is in this position, this will do the normal horn. This is my reverse lights. So I have those cubes back there already for when I'm backing up at night. Flip that on and it gives me a much brighter spotlight. These two are currently empty, but I am going to wire them into air lockers for when I do solid front and rear axle that are bigger axles and have air lockers. This will do the front air locker, this will do the back air locker. But like I said, not connected to anything right now, but they are spoken for. And then this last one, pretty cool, is my garage opener. If this is your first time joining us on the channel, if you haven't seen any other videos pertaining to the inside of my truck, I do have an iPad, custom iPad in the dash. My heating controls are down here. My heated seat buttons are right there. We got some nice floor mats, leather seats, big speakers in the doors, along with some subs back here. Alcantara headliner with stars. They're off right now. Pillar gauges. Obviously a lot of tint and a few other custom things in here, but this is not the focus of today's video. So I am going to get back to putting these under the truck and I will show you what it looks like when it is done. Again, they have all these mounts to make installation easy. All right, and we are finished with the installation. So now it is time to show you guys exactly what I did. I did it a little bit differently than I explained a few minutes ago, and I think it turned out really good. So first, we have a pod in each wheel well kind of illuminating the front. Now, these are existing. These were already here. I did these a long time ago. I have Rocklights in each wheel well. So we got 4 lights there. And then I added the 1, 2, 3 on the other side, 4 on the other side pods, and a light bar in the back. So now my underglow consists of 4 pods, 4 rock lights, 1 bar, and up here under the front, I have a little extra light that I got off an old mirror tucked right up there that illuminates the cross member. Now my goal with this truck is eventually to have it on a solid axle and coils in the front and the back, and it'll look a lot better underneath. So this will be lighting up something a little cooler than just the GM independent front suspension with some upgraded upper control arms and shocks and a little bit of a lift. However, going over what I did, I removed, you can see there was a second set of lights there. It was a RGB light, and I had a whole wiring harness under here for that. It was Bluetooth. I got rid of it all because now I'm gonna try to clean up the underside a little bit, pressure wash this, sand it down, and paint it all nice shiny black again. Give the light bar something to illuminate a little more than what it is right now. Because nobody wants to be lighting up and looking at rust. We want to light it up and look at something clean under here. So I showed you the pods up front. The second one goes on the cab mount facing towards the back, again to future light up coils rather than these old leaf springs. In the back, I got the bar mounted facing forward to light up the tank and the rear suspension. That's the tank for my train horn and my compressor for the tank. I also have a little onboard air system that is tucked up in there. You just grab the hose and plug it in, and then I have air tools in my toolbox. So that light bar is now part of the underglow. Same thing, we got a light in each wheel well. Again, removed the RGB one just because I never used them and it looked kind of messy. The wiring was not super clean. I had all the wiring cleaned up with this installation. And moving up the other side of the truck, we also did the same thing on the other side. So another pod facing towards the back, and then another pod in this wheel well for the front suspension. Now going into the truck, going over what controls what. Previously, I had this second switch in do my reverse lights, my reverse pods that are mounted to the roll pan. I no longer have that. I no longer have that set up that way. I actually tied those cubes into my reverse lights. So when these kick on along with the white strip, which I will show you a picture or a video of now, you can see it lights up a whole lot more than if I just had that strip in those. I have those tied in. I honestly found myself never using them because I would have to hit a switch, and by the time I remembered to hit the switch, I had already finished backing up and was driving forward again. So now it's just automatic. When I put the truck in reverse, as such, the backup lights will come on. So this switch no longer does what that does, because it would be pointless to have it turn on two separate ways. So now my fog light button used to do all my underglow and my front lights. So now the fog light button still does what are basically my fog lights that are up here in the grill, super bright. I really like the look of it. I think that's a pretty mean, menacing look coming down the road. You got all white, bright lights coming at you, and it does throw a lot of light. So really happy with the look of that. And again, it used to control my underglow. If you can tell, it no longer is making those rock lights come on. Gonna shut the truck off now so we don't get carbon monoxide poisoning. But now this switch is actually what does all of my underglow. And I'm gonna be showing this tonight when it's actually dark out and showing what it looks like outside in the dark. But you can see what the intent was with the pods and the bar to light up everything underneath suspension-wise. And I would say it does a pretty damn good job. You can see right here on the ground, that is coming from that. And it comes back and does a good job of lighting everything up. And then in the front wheel well as well, lightened up from the top and the bottom. All right, so that is gonna do it for today's video. Again, just to recap, I got on the truck, the fog light button now only controls these lights up front facing forward, which I think is cool. I kind of didn't like having the fog light button do all of the underlights and the front. I like being able to pick whether I want just the underglow on or just the front on, and now I can. We got the rear pods no longer on that secondary switch. It's just when I put it in reverse, the lights kick on. I also think that is awesome because I always found myself forgetting to ever use that second switch and actually put the lights on when I was in reverse. By the time I thought about it, I had already put it back in drive and was going forward. So now it's just automatic. As soon as I put it in reverse, they're on, and I'm gonna be able to utilize them a lot more. And that is gonna come in handy since I have double stack 5% tint on the back and the sides. I need all the help I can get to light up the road at night, especially because it's a tiny bit hard to see out of, not gonna lie. And finally, the whole reason for today's video, I would like to thank Nilight for sponsoring the video with the provided lights. We got all of the underglow lighting on one switch. That second switch I was showing you up on my little control panel in the center of the truck, and it helps light up the underside way more than just those 4 little rock lights that I had ever could. And that'll come in handy for down the road, like I said, when I do have a solid axle and coils and I'm taking it to a truck show and want to show off the suspension a little bit, or whether I am going down a dark road at night and I can't really see the ground, backing into a spot in a parking lot and I want to see the lines on the ground, or some type of off-road trail and I want to see like where my back tires are, making sure I'm still on the trail if it's getting narrow, tree roots, rocks, and things like that. Now, if you guys want any kind of off-road lighting product, I highly recommend checking out Nilight's Amazon page that I have linked down below. I linked their store as well as the products that I have in today's video, which are the 4 cubes, the bar, and 2 wiring harnesses. If you're going to be getting a set of these lights, I highly recommend getting their wiring package as well. It just makes it super easy, super simple, and super straightforward. You pull out their schematic, you follow it to a T, you connect point A to point B, and you flip a switch and it all works. There's no guessing, there's no getting your own relay, making sure everything's done right. It's just done right the first time. So although I did not use that wiring kit, I do think it is a super handy thing to get if you're gonna be doing an installation like this. The only reason I didn't is because I already have my custom dash made and have extra switches put in, so I don't have to drill into the dash again. But if you haven't done that yet, you don't really have a choice. You're gonna be drilling anyways, so you may as well get what is supposed to go with the lights you're getting. It's just going to make it a lot easier of an install on you. So that is going to do it for today's video. After the rest of this outro, I will show you a quick walk around of the truck at night, seeing what it actually does in the dark. I'm excited to see it. They look pretty bright in the daytime in the garage, and that is a good sign. Nilight looks like they make some quality products. I will be doing a review in a year of how they held up. So if you're interested in seeing that, hit the subscribe button, check back in a year later, and like I said, I will have a review on how their off-road LED lights have held up. So far, my impressions have been great. Quality product, looks really good, looks really bright, seems like it's gonna hold up for a long time. So I'm happy with it. I wouldn't put anything cheap on my truck. It's on my truck with the intent of it to stay. So go check out their store if you guys need any type of off-road lighting. They will have something for you. Stick around for the 1-year review. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. Thank y'all for watching. Until next time, see you later.